Good morning and welcome back to our physics class. Today we are going to discuss about refraction by spherical lenses. So we already discussed about reflection by spherical mirrors. Here we are discussing about refraction by spherical lenses. So spherical lens means we have two types of spherical lens. One type is called concave lens and other type is called convex lens. First we will see what is the difference between a concave lens and a convex lens. So first I will show you a convex lens. So this lens is a convex lens. So see here, when I am taking it to the camera, you are seeing me inside that one. Okay. So this is a convex lens. So here you can see for a convex lens, the center of the lens is bulged outside and the end is towards down, or we can say the thickness at the end is less comparing with the center. So such a lens where the thickness is more at the center and towards the edge the thickness is less, such a lens is called as a convex lens. Now if you go to a concave lens, this is a concave lens. So when you use a concave lens, you can see here the thickness at the edge is more and the center it is less. Okay, so it is like a cave towards inside, it is bent towards inside and the edge is thick. So together if I place, you can see the difference. Okay, so this is convex and this is concave lens. Now this concave lens and convex lens, if you take, we have to study so many things just like the mirror, that is about the focal length and such basic things about this lens. Okay, so most of the things are common for both concave and convex. And for this one, the first thing what you should know is about the optical center. Okay, for previously we had pole for mirror. For the mirror we have a point called pole, the geographical center of that mirror, that is called as pole. Here instead of that one we have the optical center. There we mark it as P, here it is O, the optical center. That is the center of this lens, that the center point of this one, that is called as the optical center. So if you take a convex lens like this center point, this is called as O or the optical center. In the case of a concave lens, similar to this one, it will be like this. Okay, so this point is called as the optical center O. So in the case of mirror we have the pole and in the case of lens we have the optical center. So that's the first difference in that. Okay, now the second point, we have the principal axis, the axis which is passing through the pole. In that case, here it will be the axis which is passing through the optical center and which is perpendicular to the lens. So this is the principal axis. Okay, this principal axis for this one is like this, and the principal axis means the axis which is passing through the optical center and again focus. Focus we will discuss later, that's why now I am not mentioning the axis which is passing through the focus and the optical center, that is called as the principal axis. Same to mirror. Okay, now after this one, when we discuss about the focus of this one, there is some difference. Okay, because in the case of mirror and lens, there is nothing to confuse about mirror and lens. The basic difference between mirror and lens is, in the case of mirror, the light is reflecting back. If you have a mirror like this, the light is going and hitting there and it is reflecting back. In the case of lens, it is not like that. The light is passing through the lens. So here what happens is, here we have the optical center O here. But here, whenever we are marking the focus can be this side or focus can be that side also. Two possibilities there. So here you see, if a beam of light or different rays of light is coming like this, then what happens is, the rays which is parallel to the principal axis, what will happen? They will pass like this. Okay, or we can say they will converge like this. So here a convex lens is called as converging lens. You should know the difference. In the case of mirror, concave was converging mirror. Here it is convex lens is converging and concave will be diverging. There it was opposite. In the case of mirror it was opposite. So here this is a converging lens. So this point is called focus here. Okay, F we will write. But there is one more difference in this one. If the light is coming from this side, here we will get another focus also. This time we will get another focus also. That's why in order to avoid that confusion, we will take this side as F1, this side as F2. So the rays which is coming parallel to the principal axis, that will focus to F2 here. F1 is here. Now in the case of mirror, we had C, which is the center of curvature. So if you take it as a sphere, then we had a center of curvature C there. Now here we will not mark C because the curvature of this side and this side can be different also in some cases. So there is a chance for different curvature in both sides. But their center of curvature, the C, that point, one more importance was there. It was 2 times focal length. The center of the radius of curvature will be 2 times focal length. So the point C will be 2 times the focal length. So that's why instead of writing C, here we have another point which is called as 2F. So wherever we had C in the case of mirror, here instead of that one we will write 2F. So this side we will write 2F2 and this side we will write 2F1. I think you understood the difference. That is, here we will take F1 and F2 and this side we have the 2F1, that side we have the 2F2. It is physically it is same as our C only, but we will not use the word C here because there the 2F focal length was depending only on the distance. That is, if focal length F is this much or the center of curvature is there, the half of the center of curvature was focal length. Such equation also is studied, that is R is equal to 2F. Here it is not applicable. In the case of lens, this R is equal to 2F. This is only for mirror, not for the lens. Here the focal length depends on this curvature. Along with the curvature, it depends on the refractive index of the material also. That's why the 2F is different from C. It is not only depending on the center of curvature, it depends on the refractive index of the material also, which type of glass is used. That is also important. So here, no importance for the center of curvature. We have 2F, which is 2 times focal length. Okay, and radius of curvature of this side and that side can be different also. That's why we are not mentioning here. When you are studying in 12th standard, we will discuss about the radius of curvature and all. Here we study about F1, F2, 2F2, F1, F2 and 2F and then 2F2. Now if you take the same case in the concave lens, how it will be? Here you can see this is a converging lens. So this will be a diverging lens. Okay, so this diverging lens here also the ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis, what will happen? It will diverge like this, as if it is coming from a point on the principal axis. This point is called as the principal focus F1. Here we have 2F1. Here we have F2. Here we have 2F2. Now you see here, its focus is that side, principal focus is that side, its principal focus is this side. That difference is there. So here how we can define the principal focus for a convex lens? For a convex lens, how we can define? The rays coming parallel to the principal axis will converge to a point on the principal axis. That point is called as principal focus. Here how we can define? The rays coming parallel to the principal axis will diverge from a point on the principal axis. That point is called as principal focus. So this is a converging lens and this is a diverging lens. I think you understood the difference between these two types of lens. Now, for this one we have to draw the ray diagram. For each ray, how the light will pass through that one, that we have to discuss. Then only we can discuss more about the image formation and all. Now from the picture itself we can see the sign convention will be same as the previous sign convention. So object will be this side, the image will form that side or this side. So that side, that direction you will take as positive, this direction you will take as negative. So from the picture itself we can see here the focal length will be positive, here the focal length will be negative. We will study that one in detail. Still by seeing the first picture itself you will get idea about that one. Okay, I think this basic thing is clear. So don't confuse with the lens and mirror, and most of the properties shown by a concave mirror that will be similar to a convex lens. See here when the image formation comes you will understand it more clearly. Okay, so concave was actually converging, here convex is converging, and the diverging also changes like that. Now how to draw the ray diagram? For drawing the ray diagram in the mirror we used some basic rays. Based on that one only we done how the image is formed. Here also we can use the same method. So but there how we discuss for concave and convex together, here also we will do the same thing. So the first thing what we want to discuss is the ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis, how it will go. Just now we discussed same thing. The ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis. See here we have F1, here you have F2, here you have 2F2, like this. Okay, so the ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis, very simple. After refraction it will pass through the F2 or it will pass through the principal focus like this. Now if the same situation happens for concave, how it will be? The ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis, it will come like this, it will diverge like this. So this is the thing, from the focus it will F1, it will diverge like this. So this is the first type of ray. The ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis will pass through the principal focus in the case of convex. In the case of concave it will diverge like this. When you extend the diverging light you will see that it will appear to diverge from this point. Now what is the next one? If it is passing through the focus. So if the light ray is passing through the focus, how it will be? That's the second part of this one. Okay. So how it will be? See this like this, and here you have the F1. If a ray is coming like this, very simple, you can guess it. So it will pass parallel to the principal axis like this. So the ray will go parallel to the principal axis like this. Now if you apply the same thing for concave, how it will be? The ray which is coming, here is the focus, I will draw like this. Okay. So it is coming towards this focus, so it is coming like this. Its aim was to come to this point, but from here it will go like this. Okay, so the one which is coming towards the focus, it will go parallel to the principal axis. So this is the second type. And naturally the third type is very simple. The ray which is passing through the optic center, this center point is called as optic center. The ray which is passing through the optic center, what will happen? It will go undeviated. It will go undeviated. It will go straight like this. Okay. It will go straight like this undeviated. Here one point is there to remember. We are considering this lens as thin lens. That's why we are drawing it straight. Otherwise there will be a small shift and all. No need of considering all these things. Okay. You think it as going straight, undeviated to the optic center. I think this much is clear. That is, once more we will discuss that one. The ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus in convex. In concave what will happen? The ray coming parallel will diverge from the focus. Here the ray which is passing to the focus will pass parallel to the principal axis. Here the ray which is coming to the focus will move parallel to the principal axis. Last one also same. The ray which is coming towards the optic center will go undeviated. So using this one we have to discuss the remaining ray diagrams, the image formation, ray diagram, all those things we have to discuss using this concept. Now we will discuss about image formation one by one. Okay, so the first case, just how we done for the mirror. Here we are doing for convex lens. This is similar to what we done for concave mirror. So the first case is when the object is at infinity. This one, when the object is at infinity, we know the rays will come parallel to the principal axis. So we know the rays which is coming parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus here. So the image is formed at the focus. Very clear. This first concept is very clear. So when the object is at infinity, the image will be formed at f2 or the principal focus. Now in this case, from the picture itself, you can see the image will be a real image because it is actually the rays are coming here. So it is a real image and it will be highly diminished, point sized. Same as the first case of our mirror. So it will be a highly diminished, point sized image here. So this is when the object is at infinity. When the object is at infinity, a very small, highly diminished, point sized image you can get at f2. Now the second case, it is not at infinity but still far away. So it is beyond 2f. When the object is beyond 2f, what is going to happen, that we will discuss. Okay, if the object is beyond 2f here, then we can take different types of rays here. I am taking one ray which is moving parallel to the principal axis. Then you know the ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis, what will happen to such a ray? The ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus. It will pass through the focus like this. And here we can take another easy ray which is coming from here through the optic center. It will go like this. So the image is formed here. Very simple. So one ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus here, and another ray which is coming to the optic center will come like this. So where these two are meeting, there the image will be formed. That is between f2 and 2f2. Same as that one. That is when the objective was beyond C. The image was formed between f and C. Same only here f2 and 2f2. So this is the second case. This is also, if you think in relation with the mirror, you will get it very easily. Now the third case I am going to draw here, when the object is at 2f. Object is 2f means there, in the case of mirror, the object is at C. Then where the image was formed? It was the other side C. Here if it is 2f1, then it will be formed at 2f2. So we can draw it. You draw the object here. One ray from the object will pass through the optic center like this. Another one will pass like this and it will cross the focus like this, and here the image is formed. Same. Okay, so the image is formed here. Actually, my drawing a little bit bad is there. Actually, it should be here. Okay, 2f2. So when the object is at 2f2 that side, sorry, 2f1 that side, it will come at 2f2. That is 2f and 2f. So when the object is at C, this side also it is coming at C in the case of mirror, similar. So this is the first case. When the object is at infinity, image is formed at f1, which is highly diminished. Here it is second case. When the object is beyond 2f1, the image is formed between f2 and 2f2, and this is diminished. Here also it is inverted and real. Here also inverted and real. In this case also inverted and real. The difference is, in this case it is not diminished, it is of same size. Compare with the mirror. This is of same size here. Now our three situation over. Now the third situation is when the object is between 2f1 and f1. You can guess from here itself where it will be. It will go straight like this, and this will go like this, and from here it will go to the focus like this, and beyond 2f2 the image will be formed. The image will be formed after 2f2. Same, comparing with the mirror, you will get the same thing also. So these four, in all these four, we are getting our virtual and inverted image. Virtual and inverted. Now, when it is coming in focus, now this one also, if you know about the mirror, you can guess what will happen. One ray will go like this, and another ray which is coming parallel here, this also will go parallel to this one. So if two rays are going parallel, what will happen? we will get a real image at infinity. It is going parallel, so you will get an image at infinity. You will get. Now the last case. So the last case, the image is between, there it was between P and F. Here it is optic center O and F. So the object is here. So what will happen? One will go like this, another will go like this, and here is your F. So it will go like this. Now if you extrapolate like this, these two lines will meet at a particular point. There you will get a virtual image. Okay, so in this case the image will be virtual image. Okay, so don't confuse these two diagrams together. So you will get a virtual image in this case. Okay, so here only one case is there where you are getting the virtual image, and the virtual image will be enlarged also. Okay, enlarged virtual image. So this is the image formation by our convex lens. So once more you see all these pictures together, you can just keep this one, you can just like screenshot, you can see all these things. This one picture is not complete, you can just see it, it should be beyond 2f. Okay, so you can see all these things, it is there in your textbook also. And you can compare same as with our mirror, then you will get it. When it is infinity, it is at focus. When the distance reduces from infinity to f, this one goes little bit this side. Again it is coming to 2f, this goes to 2f. Again coming somewhat little bit this side, this is going again far away. Same as mirror. Okay, I am not going too deep into that one because when we discussed about mirror, we done it. Okay, now for this one also we have a table in the textbook. Okay, after this one I will show you the table. So you can copy that table also. So you will remember where the image is diminished, where it is enlarged, where it is real, where it is virtual and all. Actually, no need of by hearting it. If you understand the concept, it's very easy. Okay. For concave lens, we already told we have only two cases. The first case is very simple. When the object is at infinity, the rays coming will be parallel rays like this. So for parallel rays, what is going to happen? You know, it will diverge like this. It will diverge like this. Okay, so it will diverge as if it is coming from this focus. So the image will be formed at f1. You can see there we are drawing dotted line. It means that it's a virtual image. So concave lens gives virtual image in this case, just like convex mirror. Now the second case is anywhere else other than infinity. Simply I am drawing here. So the ray diagram method is also simple only. When you draw parallel like this, so that the ray will go like this. Next one which is passing through the optic center, it should be straight. It will go straight like this. So these two are meeting at this point. Here the image is formed. The image will be between F1 and O. This is also similar to that mirror. First, if you read about mirror, you see the picture about the mirror or the diagram about the mirror, then this will be very simple. So we have only two cases here. So one case, when the object is at infinity, we have a diminished virtual image at F1. Here, when the object is anywhere else other than the infinity, then you have the image between F1 and O. Simple. F1 and O, you will get that also will be a diminished. So the point is, always you will get a diminished image using a concave lens. You are seeing me in a diminished image. So there is no chance if you take very close or far away. In all cases it will be diminished image only. But in the case of convex, it is not like this. You will get enlarged image. Okay. So sometimes it will be inverted also. According to the position it will become inverted. Otherwise it will be, see here you can see a big image you are able to see. So whenever the image is virtual and diminished, erect, it will be this one only. And we have a virtual image for convex also. That time it is enlarged. So such logical things you should prepare. Then it will be very easy for you to understand. So the theory part of this lens is over now. Now we have to study some more things about the lens that we will do after this. Okay. Okay, so the ray diagram of mirror, lens, everything you practice so that you will be good in this much part, so that the numerical part also we can do very easily. Okay, we'll stop here this class. Thank you.